Hey y'all, it's me, Hetty, and I'm sure you can see by the title what I'm going to make tonight. I don't know about you, I am not having any luck finding any baked potatoes the normal size. But I just washed these. All I'm going to do, I'm going to refer you, if you want to see the technique of what I do, up in the corner, there'll be a video of how I do my baked potatoes, okay? So I won't bake these as long because there's a huge size difference between what the ones I could get in that video and what I have now. All right, so I'm going to dry these. I have some room temp butter that I just set out on the counter. I'm not going to use all this. I'm going to use some of it in the potatoes, but I'm going to also just rub some on my skin of the potatoes. Then I'm going to salt and pepper them. You'll see that in the technique. Like I said, I'll put a link somewhere up here. And then got my cookie sheet. I've got my oven preheating to 400. And these, of course, like I've said, these are not going to bake as long as a regular potato because they're smaller. So anyway, let me do that. I'm going to get them in the oven. When they're done and they've rested for about 15 minutes, I'll show you how easy it is to do the next step. Okay, as you can see, I just want to add this caveat. I do have them buttered, salt, peppered. They're ready to go. Not using a roasting rack. There's no need for it this time. But I just want to always make note. I've told y'all before, I always put my big guys on the outside, smaller. But be sure there's a little air in between them. Don't have them all piled up. That way they'll get done more evenly. Also, when I'm making twice baked potatoes, normally I would just do an extra potato for the extra fluff. You'll see when we get there. But I'm not quite sure, so I just threw in 3 extra because they're so small. That's why. All right, you know, my instructions are always below. Okay, when I really do pull these out, we'll go to the next step. Okay, as you can see, I've switched a bunch of stuff around. I did let my potatoes rest. They've cooled for a good 15 minutes. They're just enough where I can handle them. All right, and so all we're going to do is you're going to take it. You can cut them all first, and you're going to cut. If I can get it going here, the top, just cut a top out. You see that? This has a bad spot on it. Good thing I did some extra potatoes. All right, I'm going to do a couple of these and I'll show them because these are very hot once I cut into them. You can also let me just show you here. You can also just kind of do it like this. Cut maybe about a third. That's a very easy way to do it, and I do it like that a lot. Okay, and this will be the bottom part, and we're going to scrape this out. Okay, I'll do one more and show you. Take about, oh, that's the one I cut. Okay, here's one more. I'll take it. You want to dig down in there and then just make about a third cut like that. There's your bottom. This will be the top you scrape out. Okay, I'm going to cut all these and get my potato mixture in the bowl, okay, because they are cooling down, but they're hot enough I want to be able to melt the butter. Okay, and as a matter of fact, since I'm here doing this, I'm going to show you. Here's how I'm going to start it. This same stick of butter I had that was room temp, I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of it. I'm also coming in and I'm adding half a block of room temp. You know my instructions are always below and all the ingredients so you can get them beforehand. That's 4 ounces of cream cheese, okay? So back to the potatoes, I am going to add 1 egg yolk. These are from my plant. I've got about 2 tablespoons of green onions that I just snipped up with scissors. And I have about 4 to 5 pieces of bacon. These are my bacon bits that I freeze, and that's what I'm using. All right. This might be like a rounded 1/4 cup, not much. And remember, if the potatoes don't taste right, they won't taste right when you put them back into the shell, okay? What I mean by that is you want to taste the potato mixture first. I like to use a little sharp edged small spoon. Here, I'm going to go ahead and show you this so you can see what I'm doing. You see the edge? I'm coming in. I'm not going all the way, and I'm not going to scrape down to the skin because you need the potato to still retain its integrity and hold together. But just get out what you can. kind of making little potato boats. See that? Don't over scrape because it'll break on you. And then of course you take a top. This is just pepper, y'all. And then of course I am going to scrape that. Okay, you get the idea. When I get some more done, I'll show you. Now, as you can see, I did all the potatoes, and of course I've got the butter and the cream cheese in there. So I'm switching to a potato masha. I'm going to go in, remember my cream cheese and my butter is soft. The potatoes are baked. Now, if you want to have a crazy smooth mixture, I like having some texture to mine when I do these. And I just go in. At first I give it a really good mash before I add in any more salt, pepper, or the bacon, or even the egg, okay? Now, in goes our egg yolk. Okay, I'm just going to kind of mix them around, go in. The egg yolk, I apologize if I'm bumping the table, which is in turn making the camera shake. So I'm just trying to tell you that the egg is used in this case just as a binder, okay? And I also have my cheese. Off camera, I meant to show, I had it off camera, but I did forget to show you. I've got a mix of triple cheddar on this side, and I've got, this is pepper jack on this side, because we like that little added kick. Use plain cheddar, whatever is your favorite cheese. And I've got about half a cup here total. And it's not going to all melt, because as you're doing this, your potatoes are cooling down. They're not just steaming hot anymore. Okay, I'm going to continue to mash this. When I'm ready to add in the cheese and everything, I'll bring you right back. Alrighty, I've mashed everything. You can see I switched to my spatula, and you can see they're smooth, there's texture. Might have been a little tiny piece of skin here and there. I don't mind that a bit. Alright, so what's going to go in next is I'm going to add my bacon first. I'm going to add my salt and pepper last. Alright, in goes my green onion. These are so easy to grow, guys. And in goes my cheese. Now, I'm just going to give this a good mix. And I want it to be on the stiff side, not really hard. If it seems like it's a little too hard, just come in with about a tablespoon of milk and just keep stirring it down. All you're trying to do is just get everything mixed. Okay, I'm just trying to distribute the bacon, the green onion, and the cheese evenly as I can. And I think I've accomplished that. So, give a little taste. Definitely can use some more pepper and salt. If this part doesn't taste right, you won't be happy with the result, okay? I've also turned my oven down to 350 because they're not going to go in very long, 15-20 minutes, because everything's done. You're basically gonna, you know, you're just browning them and heating them through. That's kind of it. All right, I guess I need salt. Okay, I'm adding about, oh, I don't know, not even half a teaspoon. Give it another little good work through. That's a good thing about using one of these. You can just kind of mash through, flip, mash, like that. Your main thing is you don't want to have like a whole section with a bunch of pepper and salt in it. All right, what are you going to do next? Well, here's a top I forgot to put in here. I'm going to put it in here real quick. All right, I know this cookie sheet looks a mess, but it's the same ones I just baked them on. So in goes. If you didn't want to use milk, you could actually use a dollop of sour cream. Now, I'm just filling them up. It's kind of obvious. Just remember, if you don't want to go too thin with those, now you see why you need to leave some integrity to the potato skins themselves, so they don't go rip. See this? I'm going to try to show you on camera. See how, and I did the same on the bottom. This is a clean spoon. This is not the spoon I tasted with. I don't do that. Some do, some don't. I don't. All right, now go through. I'll worry about filling in. See, look how little he was. I go through the first time and fill everything up, and then I see what I have left. Get rid of him. I'm going to finish these off camera, and then when I'm ready to show you what to do next, we'll move on. As you can see, I filled them up, and I came back through a second time, and with my extra potato mixture, that's why I always tell you do a few extras, then you've got that leeway. And I just filled them up, as you can see. Now if you want to, you can, take a butter knife and kind of make a pattern. You don't have to do that. It's irrelevant, really. If you want to get really foo-foo with it, you can pipe them in with a piping bag. Again, this is just supper to go with a salad. Like I said, I lowered my oven to 350, so when I bring these out, I'll show you and give you the time. It's going to be in between 10 and 20 minutes. I really don't know, because these are smaller potatoes. Okay, I'll bring you back then. All right, y'all. How's that? Num, 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 num. That is so good. And the last thing I do is I come in, and this is totally optional, is I come in and I dollop the top with sour cream. Also, off camera, I was talking to my husband, and I did mean to come back over and do that for y'all, but I think you can envision, if I can get that sour cream off that spoon. I did do a very light dusting of just cheddar and then a couple of bacon bits. And that's it, y'all. Num, 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 num. I got a hungry family. They just finished making the salad. I didn't have to do that. Isn't that great? So I hope you'll try this and enjoy it. It's so simple. You can put in it what you like in your mashed potatoes. Garlic, if you wanted to. I would probably not add too much, just enough to enhance. But anyway, all the instructions, as always, will be down below, and I love y'all. Try it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.